Hi, my name is Kathy Fosno and this is Kat's Creative Corner. Welcome to Tuesday's card. And today I promised you I would use the marbled paper I showed you a couple weeks ago on Thursday's tips. And this is one of the pieces I made, the marbled part. And so I'm showing you my card that I'm making today and that we'll be making this weekend with my card class. It's very easy to make, and I will put a link for the video on YouTube that shows the marbled effect. Okay, so first we're going to need a piece of Whisper white cardstock cut at 5.5 by 8.5 and scored at 4 1/4. We're going to use our bone folder, and we're going to make sure we have a tight seal there, tight crease. Okay, then I've already done my marbled paper, and I have a piece of chocolate chip cardstock cut at 5 1/4 inches by 4 inches, and I'm going to attach that to my Whisper white piece. Right in the center, you have a nice little border all the way around evenly. And then I'm going to take my marbled sheet and I'm going to attach it to the center. Now, when you do this, you use re-inkers and you use shaving cream. Any cheap shaving cream will do, and you dot the shaving cream onto the, you dot the ink onto the shaving cream, and then you wipe it off. After you stick the paper in it, you wipe it off and let it dry. So it usually takes about 15 to 30 minutes for it to dry completely. You can probably heat the process or speed the process up using your heat tool. Okay, so once you have that is dry, then you can attach it to your chocolate chip piece, just like that. Okay, oops, make sure I have it the right direction. And then I have a 1 inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of chocolate chip. And I'm going to attach that to the center, or a little, I think I'm going to attach it a little higher up than the center, but it goes from across the marbled piece, but it touches the chocolate chip edges is long enough to go to the edge of the chocolate chip. Okay, now I'm going to take, and I should have waited to attach this till I did the next step, but I didn't do it, so I'm going to hope it works out. I'm going to use some Versamark ink, and I'm going to use the Hello from the Flourishing Phrases stamp set, and I'm going to stamp it to the right of my strip. Now, when you use the, we call these our clear stamps. They're actually rubber stamps. They're not clear, but we call them clear. The clear ones are actually photopolymer is what we call them. But anyway, this one, you don't want to rock it because you could get part of the edges on your paper, and you don't want that on your cardstock. Okay, I'm going to take my white embossing powder. I'm using a scrap piece of paper underneath, and then I'm going to just flick that off to where I have it on the strip, but not extra. I don't want extra because you'll have little white dots all around. You can keep a paintbrush, a little paintbrush, just a basic one. You can use a kid's paintbrush, and that will help you brush off any that might get around your pieces or your strips so that you don't have dots all over your paperwork. Okay, so I've put the embossing powder over the Versamark, and I'm going to use my heat tool and let it heat up before I start doing it. And I'm going to put it over my image, and I'm going to see if I can get it up there where you can see it change. I love embossing. It's always fun to watch the effects as it changes from powder to a solid. And I think that's it. Okay. So that's all you have to do that. That's just so easy. All right, and I still have a little embossing powder all around. Okay, now I'm going to take a piece of our white organza ribbon and I'm going to cut it right about there. I'm just going to cut, oh, that's about 6 inches, maybe a little bit more. Now, this is one of our ribbons in our annual catalog, and I just think it's really delicate and pretty. In our occasions catalog, we have some lace doilies, and these come with 2 colored sides. One is the Whisper White and one is the Very Vanilla. And I'm going to use the Whisper White because of the white cardstock I'm using. And I'm just going to very simply tape with the Snell adhesive and stick it down. Okay, now I'm just going to take my ribbon and crisscross the ends like that. Well, first I've got to put a glue dot on one end. And you use the glue dots, they hold a little bit better than our regular adhesive when it comes to cloth and that kind of thing. Okay, so my ribbon's not quite even. I'm going to just take a little bit of it off down there. Okay, now I'm going to take another glue dot and I'm going to stick on the back of that ribbon and then attach it to the middle of my doily. Now, when I did the snail adhesive, you could see a little bit of the adhesive sticking out, but since I knew I was putting the ribbon over it, I didn't worry about that. But if you weren't going to put a ribbon over it, you'd still want to put some kind of embellishment if you're going to use the Snell adhesive instead of a glue dot to hold your doily down so that it doesn't have sticky on the top of it. Okay, then there's the Falling in Love embellishments, which I think are really pretty. They are these little kind of a whisper white look to them, and they have little rhinestones in it. So they come in a package of 12. I don't know if they're going to be carried over into the new catalog or not. Yes, it's that time. We're starting to talk about our new catalog, which comes out. We'll be able to just start distributing them sometime in May. And it's almost April, can you believe? And I'm just going to stick my embellishment down, just like that. And it's done. Isn't that pretty? I think that's such a pretty, elegant card. And think how you could change this up. You could use 3 different colors of re-inkers, and I used, like I said, I used chocolate chip, crumb cake, and basic black. I don't think I mentioned that earlier. That's what I used, the 3 re-inkers. But you could use pastels, you could use the brights, you could use the regals. I shouldn't have said pastels, I should have probably said subtles, because that's the color group that our pastel kind of colors are in. So you could use any color and then choose your cardstock to match whatever colors you're using inside. This could be a very masculine card, or you could make it to be a feminine card just by changing up your colors. Okay, I hope you liked that. I thank you for stopping by. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. And you can go to my website for complete directions and for a supply list. Thanks for coming by. My website is catscreativecorner.com.